Welcome to the Gear Shift Chat, and today is episode number 6. We're chatting about a Mercedes-Benz S500. So, Connor, what did you think of the video?
I loved it. I'll be honest, I thought your Merc was faster than it. Felt faster.
Yeah, so the E430 is lighter car.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Got
it
less
obviously has a
horsepower.
little bit less horsepower. Now, the S500 is heavier. It's got air suspension, but it's only 15 more horsepower. So it's very, very similar engines. It's the M113 engine, but you have very similar torque specs. And the fact that, weight makes a major, major difference.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think my E-Class is quicker because I was managing to actually catch up at certain points in the video. So I was definitely gaining ground where, that's just proves the point of horsepower isn't everything. It's weight as well. Weight makes a massive difference. And, it could even be the simple fact that there was 2 people in the S-Class and there was only 1 person in the E-Class. Could have just been that simple thing.
But the E-Class just has that more brutal power of you put your foot flat, there's a wee second delay, and then you kind of... I don't know why, it's kind of like launch, sort of.
It's got a really, really brutal kickdown.
Really?
Where the S-Class is a lot more civilized.
But I love that about the E-Class. I just love that so much.
So the E-Class is actually the previous generation to the S-Class.
Yep.
So it is not as refined in a sense. So when you put your foot flat in the accelerator, it gives you a much more brutal acceleration. In the sense of it gears down very heavily.
Yep.
Where in the S-Class, you've got a lot more comforts. You've got a lot more, it's air suspension. And it's a lot more civilized. It's not supposed to give you that really brutal acceleration. Mm-hmm. So that's why things got more of it eases you into the acceleration.
Yeah.
As well as having the extra weight.
Mark McCann. Do you know who Mark McCann is?
Yeah, he's a YouTuber, am I right?
That's correct. He once said he would much rather have a car that when he's done driving it, he walks out limping rather than a comfortable car. Now, he actually owns one of Ken Block's old cars.
Ooh.
So he bought it before Ken Block died.
Yeah.
And now it's worth, I think he reckoned about 3 million.
Yeah, that's a fortune.
Yeah.
He's
He's got a lot of nice cars and a lot. He's just bought a wee while ago he spec'd out a Lamborghini Revuelto.
Nice. Very, very nice.
That's hopefully going to be coming soon. He has got a Lamborghini Sturato.
Sturato, yes.
The one that the off-road thing. Is that the Sturato?
It's Aventador.
No, it's not.
SVJ.
It's not. No, the off-road one. Yeah, so he's got a lot of nice cars, and but the point I was trying to make was he prefers a car that's so brutal on him than a comfortable car. What's your take on that?
Well, I've got, a couple cars that are very, very brutal, and then I have a couple cars that are very, very refined. Mm-hmm. And I think, it's a very hard, bargain, because you've got a car that, like an S-Class, for example, specifically the S500 in the video. If that was a daily driver, you've got the power of the E-Class. It may not be as brutal, but you've got the power to accelerate and overtake cars. You've got the power to get wherever you need to go quickly if you need to. And you have the comfort as well. So you've got a bit of really everything. You don't have the necessarily sporty driving, but, in the grand scheme of things, when you drive into work or you drive in to drop the kids off at school,
Yep.
Majority of the time you're either stuck in traffic, you're somewhere where you can't actually enjoy the car. So, in my opinion, and the reason why I've got, the bigger cars, the E-Classes and the S-Classes for my daily cars, is that it's a lot more comfortable to drive. It's a lot more, refined. You've got your creature comforts, and realistically, you could have 1,000 horsepower and be, I'd love to use it right now. But realistically, how often can you use it? Yeah. Where you can use heated seats all year round if you're cold.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time my girlfriend gets in the car, heated seats.
Yeah.
On. Whenever you're in the car, you always listen to music. You always listen to something. And you want the more refined, audience.
Exactly. Mercs are brilliant for that.
I love them.
Anyway, let's get back to the video. So, you messaged the guy on Facebook Marketplace because he was selling it, and you offered him, we'll do a video for you.
Yeah,
if we can get it on, but we will advertise it.
Yeah, so what was the thing was, I messaged them. I saw the car a couple weeks or so before, and I really loved it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would love to buy that car. But at the time, it's just, I can't keep buying cars. I just don't have the place for them, and, it costs loads of money. It's not worth me doing that. So I saw the car. I really loved the car just from like seeing it in, S500. Who wouldn't love an S500? And well, I messaged the guy and said, look, I really love the car. I really appreciate it. It's a fantastic car, and I would actually love to buy it, but I'm actually not messaging him to buy it. I messaged him to see if he would be interested in possibly doing a YouTube video on it. And he's a car guy. He looks after the car really, really, really nicely. And he was up for it, and he actually came out on his birthday, which was very nice of him.
Exactly, yeah. And oh no, it went well. So that day we drove all the way down to Newry.
Yeah.
Pouring rain.
Yeah, it was not the best weather, to be honest
Not at
with you. But it was really, really good that it was actually a underground area to film,
Yes, he took
which
us
was
there.
magical.
Yes, worked well.
Yeah.
The video came out pretty well.
Yeah, it came out really nice. And the thing is, the rain gave really nice like speckles.
I know.
When you have the rain on the bodywork, it
Yep.
looks pretty good.
Oh,
Awesome.
looked brilliant.
But the fact that like the car was incredibly clean, everything worked. The chrome was so tidy. It was super, super, super well looked after. And the fact that like you don't get a car with that age that's ever in that kind of condition besides in a museum. I've never seen a car, even new cars. I've not seen that's that condition. That is one of the best kept cars I've ever seen.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did it have quite high mileage?
I think it was about 170,000 miles.
Pretty high, but like that thing was so clean.
Yeah, no, it was really, really tidy. And it's got the cream interior, and you got the British racing green. Pretty much everything seems to be British racing green on our channel. We had the Corvette, we had the MR2, we have now this S500.
Yeah.
But British racing green was a really, really nice touch with the cream leather interior. It was a short wheelbase S500 as well. So, it wasn't incredibly long, but it was still incredibly comfortable.
Yeah.
And the seats on that thing, wow, those things are more comfortable than the seats in my new S-Class.
I know.
But,
In some ways, that car is sort of better than your S-Class.
yeah, it certainly is. It's shorter. The seats are definitely more comfortable, but the suspension isn't necessarily as comfortable. But
Bigger
you're
engine.
still riding an air suspension,
Yeah.
which is great. Fantastic. Fantastic ride quality. You can tell, like if you've driven in the E-Class down there to the video. Now the E-Class is quite a rather comfortable car.
Yeah.
And then you get the E-Class into the S-Class, and it's just a night and day difference. You're driving on air. Literally, you're driving on air. It's like driving on a
It
cloud.
is the most comfortable car ever.
Yeah,
S-Class
S-Classes are definitely one of the nicest cars, in my opinion. And, looking at cars in general, the S-Class is the car everyone else is compared against.
Oh yeah. Well,
You buy 7 Series BMW, but is it as good as an S-Class? You buy a A8 Audi, but it's just not an S-Class.
there's a reason taxi drivers use them.
It's reliable.
Exactly.
And, when you look at it, every single dictator drives in an S-Class. Kim Jong-un, he's got a Maybach. Every single African dictator had an S-Class.
Where are you going with this?
The thing is, they don't drive around in BMWs. They don't drive around in Audis. You do get Audis and stuff these days. But, Mercedes has, going back all the way down to the 40s, it is the car of, power, if you really want to look at it. And the fact that, Mercedes is the only car manufacturer that has actually stopped researching how to improve engines because they don't think it's possible to actually improve them any further.
That's the Germans for you.
That's a point of, you've literally got the best thing. Their Formula One cars are incredible. They win in everything. You've got, Mercedes history. You've got the elegance. You've got, Mercedes, I think, is a really, really nice mix between BMW and Audi, where Audi is, your more utilitarian. It's for your everyday person who, wants a German car that's going to be reliable. Then you have BMW, which is your sports version, very sporty German car. I think the Mercedes is in between there, where you have, you can do it drive it as a daily car. You can use it as your, commuter. But at the other end, it's a very nice, fast car as well. It's got your sportiness, you've got the sports suspension. Now, it's nowhere near as sporty as BMW, but it's nowhere near as utilitarian as an Audi. Like, if I had an Audi, I wouldn't mind putting, roof rack on it and putting skis on the roof. But if I had a BMW, I wouldn't mind going 150 miles an hour, where the Mercedes, you're somewhere in the middle.
Exactly. Brilliant.
I think my voice has changed. I'm more English this podcast. But, yeah. So I think it's... Mercedes, in my opinion, are some of the nicest cars. You can't beat a Mercedes.
I do agree. They're brilliant.
And like at the end of the day, if a car starts them like a brand, realistically you're fine. You think about it. You've got Mercedes, you've got Mazda, you've got Maybach, you've got McLaren,
Maserati,
you've got Maserati.
Mini.
Yeah, they're generally all pretty good cars.
Now, getting back to the video itself, got down there and did the interview, went all good, and then he decided to go up the hill. Now, if we had a drone,
I mean, not on the day because the weather was awful.
not on the day.
Yeah.
If the weather was good and we had a drone, we could have got some brilliant shots. It is beautiful up there.
Yeah, it's up by the lake.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a big dam there.
It's amazing. Went up there, he drove us up, and it was pouring rain. And I'll be honest, I'm surprised we did not aquaplane once.
Well, actually, while we were driving up there was actually a Lexus. It was SC430.
Nice.
Yes, it was you in the S500. There was S430 or SC430 and then the E430. It was quite interesting.
Pretty cool.
I've got a picture of it actually.
Yeah. But then drove up, parked it up. Now, annoyingly, the GoPro failed.
Yeah, so this was the first time we used the GoPro Hero 10, was it?
No, we've used it a couple of times. We used it in the MRS. We have used it in the past. It wasn't the first time we'd used it, but...
well, what happened? What actually happened to the GoPro footage?
Audio's fine, but for some reason, the stabilization must have crashed, and it kind of crashed to one side of the camera, and it froze, and it's just a freeze frame image of it in the corner of it, and all you can see is like my knee.
Oh, that is so frustrating. But the good thing is we had a DJI there, which is a bit like Mercedes because it's reliable.
It doesn't begin with an M though.
DJI, problem solved.
Well, I was about to say Mercedes-Benz, but anyway. No.
Anyway, yeah. So at least we had a DJI there, which was able to film and capture the shots, which is a good thing we had two shots. But the fact that we had to reshoot some of the shots is a bit frustrating. But the fact that we were in the car and it's so incredibly silent.
It's so quiet. I didn't know if you actually look at the video. I don't know what to say. It was that quiet.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like
it didn't feel like we were going even that fast.
Yeah, because the car's got so much silence, so much sound in, and so much air suspension. It's so comfortable. It drowns out a lot of the experience of driving. It's the perfect car if you need to be on a phone call. You've been chauffeured around in the back, you having lunch or reading a book. You wouldn't notice you're actually moving.
Yep. And
I've actually got that kind of experience with my mother. We were driving and had the foot down or going, making good progress, and she didn't even realize we were doing what we were doing, until she looked up and was like, "Oh, we're going." So it just shows you how incredibly comfortable cars can be.
Yes, but amazing car.
Yeah.
So then we got up to the car park, and
it was really, really heavily raining.
Yep.
It was pouring actually, and really windy.
Really windy.
I was trying not to be blown away.
Yeah, and now you have trade insurance, and so does he.
I do, yeah.
And so you just decided to kind of swap cars. Not really. Well, yeah, like get in with each other and then have a wee drive. And he loved your E-Class, and you loved the S-Class.
The E-Class, because I drove the S-Class. The S-Class, it's very much like my new one. There's not really much that's changed between the years. But, it's super comfortable. It's super quiet. It's super elegant. It's super luxurious. Where the E-Class is not as luxurious and, it's not as elegant and quiet. But, you can hear the engine more. You can feel the acceleration more. It's a bit lighter. It's a bit more sporty feeling. So, if you were looking for something that was going to be super comfortable, S-Class all the way. Yeah. If you're looking for something that's in between, sports car and a comfort, luxurious limousine, I would say E430. But, the S-Class is a fantastic car. It's got all the little creature comforts. Like, he's got so many more options than what the E-Class even was. Didn't even have options like that.
Yep.
And like in the boot was awesome. I like that boot where, it has a little handle that comes out. Remember?
Oh, yes. Yes, that was
awesome.
a nice wee feature.
So there's all those little things that, like, as a normal driver in a normal car, you don't actually realize they're even there until you get into an S-Class and you're like, oh, I didn't even know this existed.
Exactly.
And, that S-Class from back in early 2000s still has more features and more functions than brand new cars from today.
It's amazing. That car is so filled with technology. I love it so much.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, S classes are 20 or so years ahead of every other car. If you look at a S class from then, it had automatic wipers, automatic headlights, all these things which, even the cars today are only starting to get.
Yep.
Which is incredible. They had a display when that sat out from early 2000s.
Amazing.
Yeah, shocking. Going back to the S class, I can't believe how absolutely tidy that car is. It was perfect condition, and he looked after it every single time. And he said, like, everything it needed, it got.
Yeah.
And he was preemptively actually doing things which is very uncommon for a lot of people. And he actually has another S class. Thinking about it, actually.
That was a diesel.
Yes, he had the
The generation before yours, I think.
Generation after his and generation before mine.
Yeah. He has that. He daily drives that. Now, he used to daily drive that, the green
the S500, yeah.
Yeah, the S. But then he stopped because he wants to keep that thing good.
Yeah, which is great. It's great to see something like that happen.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to think. He was saying from the past, like, stories where he would just drive that up to, like, Belfast and with all 5 seats filled.
Yeah.
No complaints. Everyone was in comfort.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, S class is just purely comfort. It's literally classified as a limousine.
Yeah, well, yours in particular, because it's so long.
Yeah, I've got the extra long wheelbase one.
So what's the next car that we've got planned?
We have a 2018 BMW M5, and that thing is insane.
We won't give you an exact horsepower figure, but we'll say
it's triple digits.
Triple digits for horsepower.
It's over 150, I guarantee you that.
Quadruple digits for torque.
Newton meters wise.
Newton meters.
Insane car. But
dream car.
That'll be out on Friday, so why don't you guys give it a watch?
So yes. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Yes, that was episode 6 of the podcast. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Good night.
Oh.
Ruh-roh.
How do you feel like going to Birmingham?
Birmingham?
Oh, sorry. Dartford.
What have you got?
C-Class. Mercedes-Benz.
It's a diesel.
Yeah, it's not for me. It's for my brother-in-law. 57,500 miles.
Where's that?
Have a look here.
Jesus Christ, you want to drive it all the way from there?
From London.
London? What? No.
Yeah, why not?
What, you and me?
That could be an awesome video.
Actually, that could be. Yeah, I'd do that.
Shall I call the guy?
Go for it.
We'll call him off the podcast.
Well, actually, no. We'll finish the podcast and then you call him.
Sounds good.
We'll record it just so we can.
Okay. So
yes, keep talking about the. So he's calling this guy about this Mercedes.
At 11 o'clock at night.
Yes, hello?
Hi, Sean here. How are you?
Sorry, who's this?
Hi, it's Sean Watson speaking. I'm calling about the Mercedes-Benz you have.
Yeah, it's a fake ad. If you would report it, would be great.
Oh, okay. No worries, mate.
Yeah, alright.
Alright.
Thank you.
Bye. I'm confused.
What? It's a fake ad? Can you please report
Why would he send me his number?
That is so random.
Alright, we'll report it as he has requested. Inaccurate description. It's no longer for sale. Done. That's unfortunate. I was looking forward to going to London.
See him, actually. That's annoying.
Anyway. Oh well. Rip.
Raging. Raging.
I guess we'll have to find another one.
Looks like I forget another one in London. That is so random.
That was
Sorry.
as random as anything.
I'm sorry. Can you please report me? Huh?
You know what I think's happened? Someone's probably playing a prank on him and has put his phone number down. So people are calling him when it's not actually him.
Maybe it is his car.
I don't know. Anyway, good night, lads.
Good night.